Get out of here, my friend. Donald Trump's plan in his 2025.
Project 2025. This name hangs heavy, a storm cloud on the horizon of American democracy, casting a long and ominous shadow. Orchestrated by former President Donald Trump and his allies, it represents a fundamental shift in the balance of power, a seismic change that could alter the course of our nation. This is not about policy tweaks. This is about dismantling the federal state as we know it, brick by brick, institution by institution. The very foundations of our nation are under threat. The principles we hold dear are at risk of being eroded. The plan is audacious, alarming, and meticulously detailed, leaving no stone unturned in its quest for control. It outlines a strategy to seize control of the federal government, to centralize power in a way that is unprecedented in modern American history. Every department, every agency would be reshaped in the image of Trump and his ideology. A vision that many find deeply troubling. This is not governance, this is a hostile takeover. The implications are staggering, affecting every aspect of American life. Imagine a nation where environmental regulations vanish, where the air we breathe and the water we drink are no longer protected. Imagine a society where social safety nets are shredded, leaving the most vulnerable among us to fend for themselves. Picture an education system dictated by ideology, not facts, where truth becomes a casualty of political agendas. This is the potential future Project 2025 offers, a future fraught with peril and uncertainty. A future where individual liberties wither under the weight of authoritarian rule, where freedom is a distant memory. We cannot afford to be silent. Silence is complicity. We cannot afford to be complacent. Complacency is surrender. The stakes are simply too high. The cost of inaction is too great. Project 2025 is a clarion call, a rallying cry for those who believe in the promise of America, a warning siren blaring in the night, urging us to wake up and take action. It is a threat to the very soul of America, to the values that define us as a nation, a threat we must confront head-on with courage, conviction, and an unwavering commitment to justice and democracy. Project 2025 did not emerge in a vacuum. History, unfortunately, is littered with attempts to undermine democratic institutions and centralize power. The echoes of these past failures should serve as a stark warning. We see shades of McCarthyism, a dark chapter where fear and paranoia were wielded to silence dissent and erode trust in government. The echoes of segregationist efforts to dismantle federal power to maintain systems of oppression also resonate deeply. The parallels to authoritarian regimes across the globe are undeniable. The systematic dismantling of checks and balances, the suppression of opposition voices, the consolidation of power in the hands of the few, these are not the hallmarks of a healthy democracy. History teaches us a painful lesson. Unchecked ambition, coupled with a disregard for democratic norms, can have devastating consequences. The rise of fascism, the horrors of totalitarian regimes stand as grim reminders of what happens when power goes unchecked. Project 2025 is not a vague set of aspirations. It is a detailed operational manual for dismantling the administrative state. Its core tenets read like a wish list for dismantling decades of progress. Central to the plan is the Schedule F initiative. This would allow the President to fire vast numbers of career civil servants and replace them with loyalists. Imagine experts in environmental science replaced with climate change deniers, seasoned diplomats replaced with unqualified donors. The consequences for essential services are dire. Healthcare, education, environmental protection, all would be at the mercy of political whims. The very notion of a non-partisan civil service dedicated to serving the public good would be shattered. The judiciary, too, is in the crosshairs. Project 2025 advocates for packing the courts with ideologically aligned judges, undermining judicial independence and the rule of law. Imagine a future where legal precedents are overturned, where individual rights are trampled upon, all in the service of a narrow political agenda. This is not governance. This is a hostile takeover, a slow and deliberate dismantling of the very institutions that uphold our democracy. Section 4. A nation transformed. Potential impacts on American life. The potential impact of Project 2025 on the daily lives of ordinary Americans is nothing short of seismic. Imagine a world turned upside down, where the very fabric of society is rewoven according to a radically different set of values. Access to healthcare, a fundamental right, could be stripped away. Environmental regulations designed to protect our air and water could be gutted. Public education, the cornerstone of a functioning democracy, could be warped by ideology. Imagine a world where the voices of marginalized communities are silenced, where dissent is met with swift and brutal reprisal, where the rights we hold dear, freedom of speech, freedom of assembly, freedom of the press, are eroded, leaving us vulnerable and afraid. The economic consequences are equally dire. Unfettered deregulation could lead to corporate abuses, environmental devastation, and economic instability. The social safety net, already frayed, could be shredded, leaving the most vulnerable Americans adrift. This is the potential future Project 2025 offers. A future of uncertainty, fear, and division. Section 5. Voices of dissent, public outcry, and resistance to Project 2025. Despite the insidious nature of Project 2025, a groundswell of resistance is building. This resistance is not just a fleeting moment, but a growing movement that is gaining momentum with each passing day. Across the nation, ordinary citizens, activists, and lawmakers are raising their voices in defiance, determined to protect the soul of their democracy. They are coming together in unprecedented numbers, showing that the power of the people is still a force to be reckoned with. From town halls to social media, the message is clear. Project 2025 is a bridge too far. The digital age has amplified their voices, allowing them to reach millions and galvanize support from all corners of the country. Legal experts are sounding the alarm, highlighting the unconstitutional nature of many of its proposals. They are dissecting the legal jargon and making it accessible to the public, ensuring that everyone understands the gravity of the situation. Journalists are working tirelessly to expose the plan's intricacies, shining a light on its potential consequences. Their investigative work is crucial in keeping the public informed and holding those in power accountable. Grassroots organizations are mobilizing, registering voters, and educating the public. They are the backbone of this resistance, ensuring that every citizen is equipped with the knowledge and tools to fight back. Protests are erupting across the country, a visible manifestation of the public's anger and fear. These demonstrations are not just about opposition. They are about reclaiming the democratic values that are under threat. The fight for American democracy is being waged on multiple fronts. From the streets to the courts, every avenue is being explored to ensure that Project 2025 does not come to fruition. This is not a partisan issue. It is a fight for the very soul of America. People from all walks of life, regardless of their political affiliations, are coming together to stand against this threat. Republicans, Democrats, and independents alike are recognizing the danger posed by Project 2025, uniting in their opposition to its authoritarian aims. This unity is a testament to the shared values that bind the nation together. The road ahead will be long and arduous, but the fight for democracy is always worth having. Every step taken, every voice raised, and every action made is a step towards preserving the democratic ideals that define America. Section 6. The unraveling long-term implications of Project 2025. The long-term implications of Project 2025 extend far beyond the immediate impact on policy and governance. This project has the potential to reshape the very fabric of our society, influencing not just the political landscape, but also the social and economic structures that underpin our daily lives. This is about more than just who controls the levers of power. It is about the very essence of American democracy. The decisions made today will echo through the corridors of time, affecting generations to come. It is about the very essence of American democracy. The principles of liberty, equality, and justice that have long been the cornerstone of our nation are at stake. Imagine a future where trust in government has eroded beyond repair, where the social contract that binds us together is frayed and tattered, where cynicism and apathy reign supreme and the belief in a better tomorrow is overshadowed by the disillusionment of today. A future where political polarization has reached a fever pitch, making compromise and collaboration impossible. The very idea of a united nation becomes a distant dream, making compromise and collaboration impossible. The chasm between differing ideologies grows wider, and the common ground that once united us becomes increasingly elusive. The international standing of the United States, once a beacon of democracy, could be irrevocably damaged. Our role on the global stage would be diminished, and our influence waning. Our allies would question our reliability, our commitments would be doubted, and our leadership role in international affairs would be compromised. Our adversaries, emboldened by our internal divisions, they would see our discord as an opportunity to advance their own agendas, further destabilizing the global order. The very idea of America, a nation founded on principles of liberty, equality, and justice for all, would be called into question. The foundational values that have guided us for centuries would be under siege. The dream of a more perfect union, a vision of a nation where all citizens have the opportunity to thrive, would be at risk. A nation where all citizens have the opportunity to thrive, where the American dream is accessible to all, regardless of background or circumstance, would fade into a distant memory. The promise of a brighter future, built on the ideals of our forefathers, would be overshadowed by the challenges of the present. The stakes could not be higher. The choices we make today will determine the trajectory of our nation for years to come. The future of American democracy, the future of our nation as we know it, hangs in the balance. The path we choose will define our legacy. The future of our nation as we know it hangs in the balance. The time for complacency is over. The time for complacency is over. The time for action is now. We must rise to the occasion and safeguard the principles that have made our nation great. The time for action is now. Our collective future depends on the choices we make today. Let us stand together, united in our commitment to a brighter, more just tomorrow.
Thank you for watching the video. We hope for a big like, comment, and hit the share button.